fiancé. After 7 years together, I tried to move on, only to discover that he was dating a younger version of me. Hello everyone, I know it's hard to believe given how nauseatingly terrible I sound right now. But before this happened, I felt really confident and pleased. Almost all of my current friends are shared friends with my ex-fiancé, so I don't want to drag them into this drama or force anyone to take sides or feel uncomfortable. So I think I'm looking to this community for comfort and wisdom because I've read so much mature and grounded advice here. I hope this makes sense, as I'm now confined in a conference room with the shades closed so no one can watch me cry while I type this. I had been with my ex-fiancé for 7 years. He is the only romantic partner I've ever really loved. I was completely in love with him. Even after all of this, I still feel that way about him. He is pleasant, hilarious, friendly, quick-witted, intriguing, ambitious, and beautiful. We were engaged 2 years ago but weren't in a hurry to marry. About a year ago, we began seriously considering having a baby. We had lived blissfully together for 6 years. We'd done all of the traveling and partying we wanted in our 20s, and we were ready to start a family. Over the next 6 months, he was far busier than usual, but I didn't think anything was wrong. I did my best to relieve any additional tension he was suffering, despite the fact that I was myself under extra pressure at work. I took up all of the housekeeping and errands, helped him arrange and pack for vacations, and simply tried to be tolerant when he worked late or had to travel for a week or two. We didn't spend as much time together during that period, and I missed him terribly, but I assumed we were still happy. When the 6 months were up, our schedules returned to normal. I was relieved, until I noticed him becoming increasingly aloof. Despite the fact that we finally had more time together, he began using his phone more frequently and appeared to be more protective of it. I'm not usually jealous, and I entirely trusted him, so I didn't think much of it. Then, after another month had passed, I brought up the possibility of trying for a baby. As we talked about it, I knew something was amiss. He remained quiet for a while. Then he unleashed a flood. He stated that he was unhappy with our relationship and had been for some time. He said he cared dearly for me, but the spark in our relationship had faded. He had tried to convince himself that he could live without that spark, but he had eventually realized that he couldn't. He told me I had done nothing wrong and was, in fact, the ideal partner, but he couldn't get rid of the nagging feeling that I wasn't the right one for him. He claimed he didn't want to hurt me, but he couldn't subject himself to a lifetime of settling for someone who wasn't his dream girl, even though he had no idea if his dream lady existed. He apologized, but he couldn't live a lie anymore. I don't think I said anything when he was telling me this since I was so stunned and surprised. I just stood there, watching and listening, crying quietly. When he finished, all I could say was, "Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Do you still love me?" He pondered for a moment before admitting that he still loved me but was no longer in love with me. We spent the entire night talking